Her Dubai Story.
Welcome to Her Dubai Story, the podcast where we dive into extraordinary tales of women who challenge norms, redefine success, and inspire change in the Middle East and beyond. I'm Emilia Jaworska, your host, and today I'm thrilled to introduce a very special guest whose journey is nothing short of remarkable. In this episode, I have the privilege of speaking with Ola Mahmoud Ebrahim, a visionary leader recently honored as the Best Business Leader of the Year 2024 by the Middle East Summit of Excellence. Ola currently serves as a global digital and recurring services subject matter expert at Schneider Electric, where her expertise is making a global impact. Her career is a shining example of a dynamic leadership, innovation, and a commitment to empowering others, especially women in STEM. But today's episode isn't just about Ola's impressive career. It's about a deeper connection we discovered during our first meeting. What began as a conversation over a coffee quickly became an exchange of shared values and beliefs in the power of women empowerment. Despite coming from different countries, religions, and backgrounds, we realized how much we had in common. It's a reminder that when we take the time to understand someone else's world, our own perspectives expand. And that's where true connection begins. This conversation is more than just a story about success. It's about breaking biases, challenging stereotypes, and finding unity in diversity. So, buckle up as we embark on a journey that's sure to inspire, motivate, and broaden your perspective. Let's get started. Ola Ibrahim, thank you so much for having accepted my invitation.
Emilia, it's my pleasure, and actually thank you for having me today. I am so pleased to have met you.
Oh, thank you so much. I think, I don't know, like the moment we met, we had such a deep discussion.
True. I think it's the woman thing. it's the woman meeting woman. It's the woman connection.
Yeah.
And women willing to support other women as well.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I think this is a great moment to basically say thank you, Ola Bayer, who actually connected us.
Right. Big salute to Ola, who have bonded us together. Thank you so
Exactly.
much.
And we invite people as well to listen to her podcast, The Future
course.
Female.
Of course.
Because, yes, we have a mission to support each other. And this is
Right.
also something that we have in common, I believe.
Right. That's
Ola,
amazing.
it's such a pleasure to have you here in my podcast, Girls of Dubai, Her Dubai Story. And today I'm going to ask you questions to know your story. So tell us, please, what do you do? What is your job?
Wow. So I'm under the category of Femin STEM. So I'm an electrical engineer. I started my journey when I studied at one of the most reputable universities here in UAE. It's the American University of Sharjah. I did electrical engineering. And then I wanted to complement the engineering studies with more business acumen that can complement the needs of the market and you know, like businesses is integrated in everything.
Yes.
Whether you are an engineer or a non-engineer or in STEM or non-STEM, having a business acumen in the market, and especially in Dubai, a super fast, innovative city, you know, it goes
Yes.
super fast in Dubai. It's important to have the business acumen. So I did my electrical engineering and I complemented this with studying, I had a minor in economics, and I did as well finance for engineers.
Okay, so you're an electric engineer and with a business acumen. So financial
Right.
economics background, education as well.
Right. As I said, I did a minor in economics, and I studied at that time. It was introduced, and I wanted to take the opportunity to have this course. At that time, they introduced in the university a course that's called Finance for Engineers. So I did that as well. So when I graduated, I did have the engineering background with the business acumen.
Okay.
And then I started my journey. The first job that I had was in in the field as an electrical engineer. I started in remote power substations.
Okay.
And then I moved to regional role that was more into marketing, sales, and then I moved to channel management, and then I moved to offer development of digital services along with the evolving of the market. And I currently hold global digital and recurring services subject matter expert, or like a global leader in the corporate that I work for, where I set the global strategies, the standards, the initiatives, and the growth plans that help boost the business revenue in digital and recurring services, and as well try to optimize the processes that the company work with. I try to help teams to work smarter and not harder. So I try to tailor make a process model that helps the organizations to work in a more optimized manner, but at the same time boost the revenue. So this is what I currently do.
Amazing. That sounds amazing.
Thank you so much, Emilia.
And I also know that recently you won a prize of the
Yes.
Best Business Leader of 2024 during the Middle East Summit of Excellence. Could you tell us more about it?
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Emilia. Thank you so much for your wishes. It was amazing. You know, it kind of feels that all the hard work and all the struggles, the challenges, everything pays off at the end. It's when you really feel that you are acknowledged is when you feel the pride into all the efforts that you've done. But, you know, I'd like to take this as a reminder that women can do everything.
Yes.
Women in STEM or in tech field or
Wherever we want to
wherever
be.
we do. Exactly. We can always break the barriers. We can always make new grounds for ourselves to succeed, and we just thrive for more success.
Yes, that's amazing. So what are the criteria to win this prize, and what is this competition about, if you can tell us a few words about it?
So the Middle East Summit of Excellence, they categorized different categories for people for award categories. So there were medical categories, there was the engineering categories, there was the business categories, and I was from the engineering category along with two other ladies, and yes, it was an amazing feeling for me to be one of the awardees in such a prestigious event.
Yes, big congratulations.
Thank
but
you
you
so
said
much,
you were together with two other ladies. But was this prize?
They were also awarded. So 3 of us, we were awarded in the engineering category.
But they were also men awarded for this category?
No.
Okay. But it was
That's
because
nice.
the event was just for women, or because they were not chosen?
Well, I like to stay diplomatic.
Yes.
We don't want to be harsh on men.
No, of course not. We support men as well, you know. It's not
Right.
against anyone, absolutely.
No, but it happened. I think it just happened to be that I'm not sure really if it was by coincidence or not, but 3 of the ladies who were awarded in the engineering field were women.
Okay.
It is impressive, right?
It's very impressive, but you know, I told you at the beginning that actually my first job in the UAE was a project manager.
Yes.
And I was working mainly for my customers were from government, and that was when I met so many Emirati women actually in engineering, in IT
Right.
departments, and I was so surprised that there are so many women, because you know here we basically debunk myths and
Right.
you know break the misconceptions, and that was something that I was actually thinking when I was coming here, like probably in IT, in engineering, I will meet only men.
I agree that it's mainly a male-dominated field, the STEM field, usually the science, technology, and engineering. But we cannot deny that over the decades, over hundreds of years, there were always impressive women leaders who contributed to science, technology, and you know, even if you look in the Arab world, well, not only the Arab world, not only limited to the Arab world, but in the Arab world as well, you see a lot of women are ministers. They're taking leadership roles in the government. They are contributing to a lot of scientific researches. They are in myself, you know, I'm in the STEM, and I've just recently been awarded, and many other women are there. And mentioning about Emirati women as well, they are focusing a lot, especially the Emiratis that I see also that I know from school, from university. They are so keen to be well educated And they do the hard work, by the way. They spend the effort to study, to excel at their work. They are striving to take leadership roles, which is very impressive.
Yes, they want to prove themselves
Yes,
as well
that's
very
true.
often, and they
That's
are doing
true.
an amazing job, especially here. They're very strong and powerful, actually, here.
That's true.
So Ola, by the way, it's that in Poland this name also exists,
Yeah,
right?
I told Ola the other time
Yeah.
that I was asking her what does it mean in Polish, and she said it doesn't really have a meaning in Polish, but in Arabic it does have a meaning. It means highness and honor.
Highness and honor. So to all Olas from Poland, now you know that's
Let
your
them
name.
be happy.
Exactly, highness and honor. Amazing.
Yes.
I love it. Brilliant. Okay, so just to tell a few words about your background, Ola. So you were born here in the UAE,
Right.
but your family originally is
From Egypt.
Egypt. How many generations have they been living here?
But, so only my parents,
Your-
obviously.
your parents
because,
came here.
You know that the UAE was founded in the 1972 United Arab Emirates.
Yes.
So my father was here to UAE in 1980.
Okay.
So at the early, advancements and the developments of Dubai. And then I was born in Dubai, and I have been living here all my full life. So I've been raised up here in Dubai. I studied in Dubai. I'm educated here. My whole family is here. Some of the extended family are across the Gulf, but yes, it's our generation.
It's your generation.
My parents.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. And do you travel a lot? Do you compare living in the UAE to living somewhere else? Do you have this comparison?
This is a very difficult question. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
So as I said, I'm originally from Egypt, but I haven't lived there. And I'm not sure if I ever thought of the intentions to live there, since my family is here in UAE, in Dubai. And sometimes when I get this question, like, are you willing to think of sometime in the future to relocate to some elsewhere where... So it's not about really the country, it's not about the land, it's not about Dubai or US or Rome or Poland or whatever. But I think deciding where to stay is more about the people that you are involved with, the people that you are attached with. It's where you find
Your tribe.
this is your home. Exactly. You feel home around the people that care about you, the people that you love, the people that support you. So, but if we compare cities, which is, I think, the intention of your question, every city is definitely having its own vibe. But you see, Dubai is like extremely super fast, dynamic city. You stay away from Dubai for 1 year, you come back 1 year later, you see a lot of changes already.
Yes.
You see a lot of things already constructed and built. And so
More, Ola. I go for summer to Poland and I come back and I see already changes. The vibe
Exactly.
is changing. There are new roads, there are new this and that.
True.
I'm shocked
super
every
fast.
time I come.
It's a super fast city. It's a city of contrasts. It's got a lot of innovation.
And it's a symbol of diversity and inclusion for me.
That's a very good
When I was
point.
thinking about, having this podcast in English, first I was thinking, I'm afraid to expose my English, for externally. But then I was thinking, come on, in Dubai, there are so many people, so many different accents
True.
that basically we all feel fine.
That's true. This is a very good point as well for people who are living in Dubai and people who don't know Dubai.
Yeah.
So, which I doubt everyone knows Dubai by now. But
I doubt that.
Really?
Yes. There are still a lot of questions about the situation here. Some people still don't know, for example, how safe it is for women. Like, I'm still getting questions like how it is for a woman to live here.
it's one of the safest places on earth.
I agree. But also the questions like, for example, does a woman have a voice?
Yes.
Is a woman respected? How are, for example, Arabic women? Because I think people, when you don't know something, you tend to be more or scared or, you have this opinion, but it's not based on facts, but it's based
Right.
on what you heard somewhere. So that's why we are also having this podcast to basically, break
Amazing.
the stereotypes and
Right.
tell the truth, how it really is.
You're right. This is a very good point, Emilia. And it's a call for everyone, not just for this topic specifically, but for any other topic on earth that crosses anyone's mind.
Yeah.
It's important when you want to decide on something, when you want to make develop an opinion, build an opinion about something, it's important to look into facts.
Yes.
Don't look into stereotypes. Don't look into just, I don't know, like based on what, based on someone who's passing an opinion. It's
I know
important.
because I've heard.
Exactly. This is a terrible thing to do.
Yes.
It's important to, now the world is very small, it's very simple, it's very easy to look up the internet, read. And again, when you look up the internet, it's important to research credible resources. Don't just go to a random...
Yes, because it's very dangerous
forum.
to find information in the internet because there are a lot of lies or,
Exactly.
following
That's
the
very important to look at credible sources, of course. So we were speaking about the voice of women,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And we were speaking about women in the Arab world.
Yes, this is my second question, or one of the questions that I really wanted to ask, how it is. Do women have a voice?
Of course, women do have a voice. But you know what? Women have a voice since so many decades in the Arab world. I can bring you back in time, since you told me you like to read about history. So, back in year 550, the wife of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Khadija bint Khuwailid, she was the most successful, richest, wealthy woman, business entrepreneurial woman back in year 550.
Okay, never heard about it.
It is true. So if the person who represents Islam and Arab world is Prophet Muhammad, and his wife was the most richest woman in Mecca at that time, and she had all the entrepreneurial skills, her own business, she was supporting her husband. This definitely tells us that way back in time, women had a voice.
So why we hear so much about Prophet Muhammad and why we don't hear so much about his wife?
I'll tell you why. Because people like to hear about what they want to direct things towards. They don't focus on the bigger picture. They don't focus about the details. Details are extremely important. But by the way, she's a very famous figure in woman world. And there is another figure as well, who is Aisha bint Abi Bakr. She was the daughter of the best friend of Prophet Muhammad, who was with him all through the journey. And she was a scholarly teacher for men and women, by the way. She had an influence, she had a voice, and she was contributing to society, to community, and she was empowering women at that time. She was the voice for women. So if so many years back, women had the voice to be encouraged to be educated by religion. So religion doesn't just give you the choice to be educated, but it actually motivates and pushes women and emphasizes on the importance that women needs to be educated, because these women are going to be mothers at the end. It's important that the mom of the family who spends the most time with their children is a well-educated person, is a person with proper logic, analytical thinking, raising her children the right way. So this was, and she's like, even there is a saying in Islam, and it's a very famous one. I think each and every Muslim, even the weak Muslim, knows it, that it's important to obey your parents, of course. It's important to obey your parents. But the emphasis when the Prophet was saying to obey your parents, he said it's important to obey your father and your mother, your mother, your mother. So he said mother 3 times, which gives more emphasis that women are given the most empowerment, the most importance. Like, this shows how women were given the right value and worth in the community and in the society back then. So do we have a voice? Yes, we do have a voice. Unfortunately, in today's world, we face struggles, challenges, but Emilia, you're also a woman and you are also a feminist STEM.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And you have a voice. Yes, you do have a voice.
Yeah. I mean, like the society in general struggle a little bit that women are very often underestimated still, and we have these glass ceilings. And although a lot of, especially men, say that, but it's equal. They are being treated equally, but it's not necessarily true. Because we see how many times, and we know these examples of, for example, women who are doing twice as much, or there are proofs that they had twice as good results, but they were earning much less.
That's true.
for example, right? Which is not right, and it's still there. So, so until it's equal, until we feel that we are equally treated, we need to stand up for ourselves, and that's why also, there's my mission that I think that women should support women.
Yes.
Because we need to be each other allies.
Right. This is a very good point.
And
alliances.
Yes, and we cannot expect from the world to change if we don't support each other.
That's
because
true.
Unfortunately, I faced these situations where I was not supported by a woman. I was supported by a man, not by the woman. Why? Why we are, competing with each other that much? We can support each other to basically, try to get a better future.
That is true. But I think it's not about just like, so in your situation, for example, you are right. It's important and it's an amazing initiative that you have for asking and calling for women to support women, women to put hands together and bring each other up and stand up for yourself and stand up for other women as well, to support them and put our voices together to have like an impactful voice in the community and in the society.
And you know what? To be proud to be a woman.
That's
to be proud that I have a feminine interest and I have a, female friends. To be proud of our femininity.
And you don't have to be like super masculine to have a leadership role.
Of course not.
You don't have to transform your attitude and become like...
You need to be authentic and you need the environment that fosters your authenticity, to give the world the best of what you have, because there can be different types of leadership and none of them is better or worse. It's just different.
It's different. But I think, now the world is changing a little bit. Now lots of corporates and global organizations are having KPIs to hire women and put them in leadership roles. So I'm going to say that the bias has progressed a little bit over the past few years versus so many years back. But I would think you would agree with me on that, is that this bias has transformed to be shaped more into a hidden bias. So people are having more assumptions, unconscious assumptions within them on perceptions on the women's capabilities and potentials. So yes, the KPIs. So it brings a question. Are these KPIs or just a checklist? Just to hire women?
I don't know. There are different, theories about that. Because, for example, you support what you know. So, for example, when there are more men in the environment, they would support other men because they know that they fit the position. So, and very rarely they would support a woman for the position, for example, for the director.
But why? I'll tell you, because they have always the assumptions in their minds, which is the hidden bias.
Yes.
They have the assumptions that the women are not that capable. And another man who's his friend is more capable than that woman in that position.
These are unconscious biases, as you said. So
exactly.
How to fight?
How to fight is by making sure, first, like you said, the amazing initiative of having women supporting women.
Yes.
That's one way to fight this unconscious hidden bias. And the other way is to make sure that your achievements and results are undeniable. No one can deny your results. Make sure that your achievements and your work speak for itself. Your performance is there to prove that you are capable of doing everything. So even if they had assumptions in their minds, but you already show the results. You already show the performance. You already show the success. Like the award that I took, for example.
Yes.
That proves that your hidden bias doesn't matter, because I'm climbing the ladder. I'm going up. I'm going to reach to the success that I aspire for myself. So...
But sometimes it's like, we are trying, and still we are not able to break some limits that the world is putting on us. That's why we need these initiatives. We still need these initiatives to support each other until it's normal. And then I think women will not, wouldn't want to prove that they can do as much as men, because why to prove if it's normal?
Exactly. But we need a lot of efforts to reach to that.
We still need a lot of effort. We need to sometimes, double our achievements or prove strongly, where still men just come and they get what they want, like that. and this is not fair, you know.
It's not fair. It's true. But
Although
yeah.
it's changing, because as I
is
said and as I
changing.
told you,
Yeah.
when I was getting my second job actually here, I felt that it's not a question if I'm a man or a woman, you
That's
know.
great.
I had the interviews and I really didn't feel these biases, and still for many years in this company I had bosses and colleagues and even customers, and I didn't feel that it's unjust, you know.
You were not judged based
no,
on
I
being a
didn't
woman or
feel
not.
that. I felt really
That is amazing, really. That is amazing, and I think it is changing, like you say, but it needs time.
Yeah.
It needs time where, as you rightfully said, we need to reach the level where we don't judge anymore based on gender, but based on qualifications,
Yes.
capabilities, potentials, leadership style, if it's leadership role or technical knowledge or whatever, because women are able to, you know, the sky's the limit for us. We are multitasking, we are talented, we can do a lot.
100%.
And we have a lot of passion, you know, to put our hearts into something.
100%, yes. But coming back to the subject of, you know, the role of if women have a voice in the Arabic world. But the truth is that there are some countries that, you know, that where women, they don't have as many rights as men have. Do you think it's like the interpretation of religion, or maybe it's, I don't know, it's the political reasons, or why it's like that? Because I know that there are countries where this I don't know if it's an interpretation of religion which is not, you know, the interpretation is not correct. Why is that, in your opinion?
So I speak about my knowledge and my experience being an Egyptian and living in Dubai. So I'm
Yes.
going to speak about these two experiences
Yeah.
together. So I've definitely had a voice, all by my community, by my family, by my partner, So I've always been empowered to choose what works best for me. And I've never, like, if the stereotype says that women are oppressed, this is so far from reality. It has nothing to do with reality. So I've pursued the career that I wanted. I didn't have anyone pushing me back, saying that doesn't work for you, or you cannot be an engineer. You're a woman. Nothing was an obstacle for me. It was not a challenge for me. I never got a pushback from family or community, or so I will really ask, and I beg each and every person who puts these stereotypes to stop having these stereotypes, because I'm an example. I'm just an example in front of you. You've been here in Dubai for the past 7 years. You've seen women, and again, we spoke about diversity as well. So you've seen women from not only the Arab world, but from so many different nationalities, super diverse, from different traditions, religions, backgrounds, cultures, and who doesn't have a voice? Tell me, is there a woman that you've seen who doesn't have a voice?
No, but you know, Dubai is a very cosmopolitan country, right? Here you can meet like all the cultures, all the nationalities, and yeah, I feel that it's very empowering place to be, both for men and both for women, and regardless of the religion or culture, actually.
Yeah, but you think of Dubai as as the cocktail.
It's a little bit, yeah.
It's like the cocktail.
Yeah.
At the end, Dubai consists of so many expats, and these expats already descend from different cultures and different backgrounds. And if they did not originally have the mindset of women empowerment, it wouldn't be in Dubai or any other place in the world. Dubai is just a small representation of the full Arab world. So if it's a good example for people who have stereotypes about Arab countries to come to Dubai and see all the spectrum of all the Arabic nationalities, and not only Arabic, but even other nationalities as well. You get to see all the backgrounds, yes, you're right. Dubai gives a good women empowerment. They put women in ministries. They put women in high positions to lead and innovate and start amazing science and technology initiatives as well, to bring up other women as well. But I think these stereotypes, like, I'm really done with them. It's like, it's enough.
Yeah, and I think, when you are looking for like very conservative or communities or families sometimes, because sometimes it's a matter of family, right? You
You're
can
right.
find them in every religion, actually. And in every religion or in every country, there can be like, minorities who are oppressed.
Right.
So
You said it, minorities. But I think this is not because of religion. Because I think if you dig deeper into all the religions, by the way, not just Islam, but if you dig deeper into all the religions, it all talks about women empowerment. Islam is the most. People who does not know, they should read about it instead of like following the stereotypes. But Islam is one of the religions that really encourages women to learn everything, to educate, to lead, to put their influence in the society. But and if it did thousands of years back, then I think with all the advancements and the evolvement, people are now even much more advanced.
yes, agree. And no, this is what I told you. I'm meeting so powerful and empowered women
Yes.
here and super strong. So that's why even I decided to have this podcast, right? To tell people how it really is here.
So appreciating
So
this. Yes.
my intention is to talk to women from different countries to show different perspectives. So you are my first guest
Amazing. I'm so privileged.
in the English speaking episode.
Thank you so much, Emilia.
Thank you so much for being here. So a question that many people who don't know your culture or
Yes.
have is about the hijab. So is it your choice, or women in your religion are kind of, I don't know, forced to wear hijab, or it depends?
Oh, okay. So by religion, and so I'll come back to religion, but let's put religion on the side a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. I'll come back to it.
That's interesting.
But think about all the royal families.
Yeah.
Do you see royalty showing a lot of skin? Do you see any royal family? Think of the Queen Elizabeth. She's been always in full sleeves, in decent clothes. She's been always like modest in her clothing. No crazy colors, no crazy, skin showing anywhere. So, and that's just an example, but it is across all the royal families worldwide. Modesty is class and sophistication. But if you show too much skin, so I respect everyone, and our religion actually calls to not judge people based on how they look like, on how their appearance is, and it's important to judge people by character or by what they contribute to, and the communication, the way they deal with you and deal with others as well. But I believe hijab, for me, hijab is a choice, and I'm very proud of it. To answer the question,
Yes.
so to anyone who thinks it's an oppression,
That's
it's not.
beautiful what you said. And I can see your eyes, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you so
That you're
much.
proud of that. And actually, you got a little bit emotional right now when you said that. Wow.
Yeah, because I feel like it's like I feel it's when you're modest, you immediately give the respect impression. Right? If you see someone who is dressed up in a modest way, hijab or even without hijab, but in a modest way, if a man, like more specifically also men or women, but even men, they're gonna immediately take the impression that this person is a modest person. This person needs to be treated in a respectful way. And for me it's respect, it's dignity. It's like it aligns with my values and beliefs and religion. So I'm proud of it.
Thank you so much. It's a very interesting explanation, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, and actually, even in the business world, right?
Yeah.
You don't come like half naked. You come dressed up to show respect for others.
Exactly. Think about, like, let's
Yeah.
assume you have a presentation to do. And you put so much effort preparing all those slides, putting all the analytics, you do your own research, you put on all the technical information that you have, and you put on together like an amazing presentation to deliver the next day at work. And then all of a sudden you decide to dress up in a crazy way and you start presenting. Do you think people are going to focus on all the great work that you've done?
But it applies for both genders, right? For
It
men
applies for
and
both
women.
genders. Very good point.
Yeah. And
I love this.
This is what I remember, when I was working for this ministry that I told you at the beginning. it was a dress code for women, but it was also a dress code for men. So not only shirt, for example, you had to have a shirt and a jacket. And it was equal for both genders. There was no difference, you know. I had to have covered legs and men had to have covered legs too. And for example, I remember the situation when someone was not let in because of the hairstyle. And it was a man because it was too crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's a matter of modesty in that way.
It
in that
is,
sense.
and even away from all of this, if you think of a professional stylist, fashion stylist, and you ask them what is the office etiquette, the first thing they're gonna say is that you need to dress up in a formal, proper, modest way when you go to the office. So I think it's, if you want people to put you into the right character of respect, dignity, and all of this, it's important to look in a modest way. And as you said, and I love this so much, for men and women. Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want a man wearing like a mesh,
yeah,
like a mesh net t-shirt, or
But what if, for example, you want to go to the beach? If you want, can you like wear a bikini if it's your choice, or you cannot, or you prefer not to?
I still prefer to be a modest person. I still to, again, like I refer back to royal example. You never see a royalty in a bikini.
Not in the press. Yeah, they are not posting anywhere.
Yeah, but you're free to do whatever you want in a
private,
in a conservative environment. You're free to do what you want, but it's important within a community to respect yourself and others as well.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you for that, Ola. It's a different perspective, on the things. Yeah, and that's why it's worth talking, and it's worth to learn other cultures and other religions and people. It's because you have a totally different, perspective on life when you start talking about things like that.
True,
really.
that's true. That's important amazing to look into others' backgrounds.
So the other thing that is very interesting for my listeners is, so how does the dating look like in, your Arabic world or Islam?
Yeah.
How do you meet your husbands or, boyfriends or?
Well, human interactions it's something that you cannot control, although I don't believe love at first sight, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but that has nothing to do with religion or with anything. It's like human feelings, human interactions, pure feelings, not pure innocent feelings. Let's put it that way. So, usually what happens in the community is that if you get to know someone and your intentions are good for that person, you want this person to be your life partner, you want this person to marry this person, it's important that you get to know this person, of course, but it needs to be within the boundaries of the community, the respectful boundaries of the community. Usually it's through the family. So I met my partner through work, for example, or through friends, common friends, or through an activity that I was doing. So regardless, the way you met the person that you sparked with, the person that you had this, you skipped a beat when you saw that person and you decided that this is the one. When you want to further proceed into a relationship with this person, usually it's happening through family frame, where you meet together, where you all have maybe dinners together, maybe you get to know each other more, and then just the next formal steps happen.
Okay.
So usually you need to always keep your values. You need to keep your respectful boundaries within the society and the community. I would. So,
for example, you wouldn't go for vacation together before marriage,
No.
you wouldn't. But you would meet for a coffee.
We could meet for coffee, discuss, talk, share our ideas. It's important
values and plans for life.
Exactly.
Right?
It's important to see if this person matches your. You said a very good word when we were coming on the way. You said energy, matching energies. So it's important to see if this person matches your energy. It's important to see if this person aspirations and values match with yours, and you're able to support each other, complement each other, to have a bright future together. So this is important, of course.
Yes.
You don't want to go blindly marry someone for the rest of your life. You definitely don't want to do that.
But does it happen that that parents choose a partner for women or, for people still, or it was in the past and it doesn't exist
I don't think this exists anymore, probably in...
I mean, I have a friend, he's a guy, and I think he was 35 and he was tired of dating, and then he asked his mom to basically help him to find a wife, and it happened.
So I don't want to judge anyone.
Yeah, no, but apparently it was a good choice, based on
that's
values.
great.
Yeah, no, he
That's
was very
great.
happy and she was happy. It was a
Everyone
happy
was
marriage.
happy.
Yeah, but it happened.
It's happened, but I think this is a choice,
Yeah.
It's a choice at the end. He was not oppressed to do that. It's not
He was
like...
not. Hopefully his wife was not. No, but at the end, I think they're happy.
So yeah, but I think if this same scenario, I don't know the people, but if the same scenario is that the guy approached his mom to find a wife for him, and they met eventually, the mom she proposed someone to him.
They can always say no.
Exactly.
Right?
If they didn't click together, if it didn't work between them, what forces them to continue together? Nothing.
So does divorces exist?
Of course, divorces exist.
Okay. But is it difficult to get divorced? Because, for example, in our religion, in Catholic Church that I'm coming from, by the law you can get divorced, but by church you cannot. So basically, even if you get married in church and you divorce by law, so according to church you are still married. So it's very complicated subject.
It sounds complicated, but I don't want to link it to religion. Again, I want to link it back to family values, bond, and responsibility, sense of responsibility. And it's important to take your time to find the right partner for you so you don't reach to that conclusion.
Yeah.
But if you have to reach to that conclusion, it's not like jail forever.
Yeah.
It's not like you're imprisoned with this person forever if life cannot continue with the same person.
Yeah.
And it's not as complicated, but it needs to be for a good reason. It needs to be something that is really justified. It needs to be something where you reach a level that life is impossible together.
Yeah.
You cannot support each other anymore. You don't feel anything for each other anymore. Nothing bonds you anymore, and you're in a completely different path. You're completely fell out of love, I would put it that way. And it's a complex topic, really. I don't want to...
No.
It's a very
fine.
complicated topic.
It's always complex, and Ola, I think that when you get married, you really want it to be forever.
Exactly.
And then when it happens, it's always very difficult. I remember from my psychology studies that divorce is one of the most stressful event of your life.
True.
It's equally stressful as the death of your parents or your child. It's very stressful because you need to your dreams are falling apart. The sense of stability that you had is falling apart. A lot of nobody wants it, but it happens. So the question that if it's possible, it's possible.
It is possible, definitely. It's possible, and it's possible in religion, in the court, and the law. It's definitely something that's possible. Divorcing and remarrying again, and divorcing and remarrying. It's definitely allowed, but regardless the religion and regardless the rules and regulations, it's important that people go back to their own grounds and think wisely.
Yes. It's everywhere, and in every aspect of your life, it's very important. So, are there any challenges either at work or in everyday life that you encounter here because you are a woman, for example?
I would come back to the first point that we spoke earlier in our conversation, is the voice of women. I think we still have a problem being heard. So unfortunately, it's you still, as you said, we still need to do a lot of efforts. We still need to bring our voices together. We still need to be resilient. We still need to be adaptable. We still need to follow the dynamics that's happening, but we still need to communicate until our voice is heard with less challenges and less struggles to deliver what we want to do. I think this is still a problem. This is still a challenge that I face.
Yeah, and that's why we need more allies in our
You are right.
an environment, because when you speak and I second whatever you are talking about,
Exactly.
it becomes stronger.
A stronger voice.
Yeah, and louder. So
Yes.
basically, and if two women support this one woman, then
Exactly.
then it's even stronger. So
Exactly.
basically, that's why we need to support each other. If you're at the business meeting and you're listening to a woman, if she's talking with sense, of course, support her.
Yeah,
Don't be
of course.
silent.
Of course, I do
Support her.
that.
When she's doing something okay, support her.
You're right.
And I really hate the situation where, for example, I see, women would support men just because of their position, for example, and they wouldn't support women who is trying to be, seen because she's a woman. Like it's like playing in the
So
same
this is
team,
what this
but
is categorized
sabotaging.
under jealousy or categorized under
I don't know if it's on jealousy. I would say
Hypocrisy? I don't know.
rather than it's more popular to support men. So I would do that because maybe this man would support me later.
I think this is the way to tackle this problem is by successful leaders who are women successful leaders. It's important to mentor more women.
Yes.
Mentoring is important.
It's very
because
important,
it puts
agree.
them in a more secure situation and comfort zone that there is someone who's supporting them to bring up their voice. And as you said, like if more women, successful women, leader women, mentor more women, support more women, empower more women, hopefully by time this situation will change.
Yeah, but to be also fair, I'm meeting a lot of amazing men leaders who,
Support women.
or support or just, don't treat them differently. They would just treat them as they treat men and recognize as they recognize men. And that's a really good change that is
We
happening.
need to put
Usually,
more voice into these men.
yes, usually it's when this men either have a mother that was strong, or they have a wife who is strong, or they have daughters that they want to empower.
Amazing.
And this is what I'm really seeing, that these men seem to empower women more. And also I'm hearing more and more from male managers. I wanted to hire a woman for her being a woman, not pretend to be a man.
That's the
And
thing.
that's amazing because, the equity is what matters, right? We are not
Yeah.
the same. We have different qualities, not mentally, like not,
Yes, yes.
you can have the same skills, but we have different predisposition, right? And it's important basically to value all of them, right?
Yeah.
Because in diversity, we are strong.
But this is a very good point. This is a call for women, actually, to stop acting masculine for taking leadership roles. They don't need to do that. They need to start proving that they are capable of being promoted to higher positions just because they are capable of doing it and because they have the potential, because they have the knowledge and the leadership style that allows them to take higher positions. They don't have to act masculine. No. Women also need to stop doing this.
Yes, I fully agree. This is my mission. This is align with my mission a lot because, and basically when I moved here to Dubai, I actually felt that I can balance my femininity here, that
Great.
in a way, I stopped behaving, like a
more tough
masculine, tough, exactly, aggressive, because I felt that I don't need to, and I
That's
don't
amazing.
want to. But this is about women when they are in the toxic environment.
They react.
They react and they fight for their rights. They are more
Unfortunately.
aggressive because if they see that this is the only way they are promoted, they need to behave like that.
I agree, and this is very
it's
sad.
It's a vicious circle,
This is very sad, and I think it's a great call for men, like you say, the good example of a man that you mentioned who is empowering women. So if more men are able to empower women, we don't need to act this way.
But the thing is, Miley Cyrus was saying, right, I can buy myself flowers. Of course I can, but I would love to get this flower for a man, from a man.
Exactly.
Right? Of course I
Because
can buy
it shows
myself
appreciation,
flowers.
of course.
Yeah, and I think, men, they don't like this aggressive, super,
That's true.
strong women.
That's true.
But if you don't let us to the table, if you don't listen to us, if you don't treat us respectfully, you will have aggressive women.
Unfortunately, they don't understand. Most
they
of them don't
understand.
understand.
So
Most
give
of them
women their, treat
Their
us
rights.
equally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you will have calm, woman
Yes.
who is
You're right,
respected,
you're right. Yeah,
who
yeah.
is heard, who is being listened, and then we will appreciate your masculinity as well.
Amazing. I wish they find this equation and they think about it and they sleep on it.
Right? I wish the world,
It's
start
a call
function
for
this
all
way.
men. It's a call for all men.
Yes. And also for women, let's start from supporting each other, from lifting up,
Yes.
not being envy to each other.
True.
Like there is room for everyone.
True, because all of us have different expertise and every person of us has a different, unique way of doing things.
Yeah.
So if we put all of this together, we're going to eventually complement each other and do an amazing job at the end. But if we start putting our efforts into fighting, into struggling, into competing, if we let the envy and jealousy control, it's not going to go anywhere but consume your energy.
Exactly. And the truth is, Ola, that
Yeah.
we as women, we also want to feel sometimes vulnerable with men, with our partners, for example, right?
Yes.
We don't want to fight with them because our nature also is to be mothers.
Emotional and let our feelings be.
And when we are mothers, it's from also the nature that at that moment of time, we are a little bit more vulnerable and
True.
we need to be protected. But also as mothers, you can see lions, right?
That's
Protecting
true.
their children.
That is
we
true.
can be so strong. And when you make us angry, we will fight back. And we are together, we will fight back that strongly that then you will beg us
Exactly.
for a place at the table and you don't want it. So better give us our, rights, listen to us, respect us, and then everything will be in balance.
That's true. That is so inspiring to everyone.
Ola, any final thoughts maybe from you as you've been living here for whole your life? Any advice for people who are moving here to the UAE?
Well, my advice is first cut down all those stereotypes because it's not going to be very helpful for you over here. Here, you need to respect all the diversity, all religions, all races, everything.
Yes.
People here are for more development. So it's a super competitive market in Dubai.
Sure.
So if you want to survive, you need to always strive for more innovation. You need to have a good learning development that's ongoing the whole time. It needs to be a continuous learning development. You need to make sure that you are competing with your own self, not with others. Compete with so Ola in 2023 should be advancing and progressing, so the 2024 version is so way better. It needs to be this way. You need to think of yourself this way, that you need to always develop yourself. One advice I would definitely give, and there is a good opportunity for everyone in Dubai, is there are a lot of good examples and leaders here in Dubai that you can take them as role models. So if you have the opportunity to be surrounded by people who are inspiring, who can help you, who can empower you, who can guide you on the most effective ways being an impact maker, for example, and making a good leading change, surround yourself with these people. I think this would be a good advice to give to others, is to stay away from people who would consume your energy, like you say, and surround yourself with more inspiring people who are wishing really to support you and to grow together.
Thank you, Ola. Thank you so much. I think it's key because actually Dubai is also a place of networking, of connections, right?
That's correct.
Through these connections and people, you grow. So it's also about supporting each other.
Exactly. You grow the circle together.
Yes. You help me grow, I help you grow, and then the impact will be stronger and we'll grow together. Thank you so much, Ola. It was such a pleasure to host you, to have you here. And I think we are not, stopping to talk because there are so many subjects and so many topics that we can still talk about. So let's
Thank you so
stay in
much,
touch.
Emilia. It was an amazing conversation together, and you brought so many important topics on the table to discuss. And I hope this brings a good idea to everyone who's listening to us today. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Ola. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you found this story inspiring, I have a small request. Share it with your friends and leave a positive review. I also encourage you to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. You will find the link in the episode description. Until the next time, take care and goodbye.